Hello folks, welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to see how a developer set up his system and how does he push his code onto GitHub account. This is developer one system. Assume that developer one is working on Java project. If that is the case, we'll see what tools he has installed and how does he create a project. I'm just quickly going through with the list of the applications which he has installed, that is Apache Maven. So this is a build tool which we can use for the Java development. Maybe in the later point of our training where I'm discussing about Maven Jenkins, there you can see the advantages of Maven. But for time being, just thinks that they install one build tool. Next thing is Eclipse. Eclipse is a IDE. IDE stands for Interactive Development Terminal. In the market, there are a lot of IDEs are available. Java developers, they mostly go with the Eclipse. If a developer writing .NET code, he may go with the Visual Studio. If he is a Python. Like that, there are a lot of IDEs. Depends upon the developer convenient, they use that IDEs. But as I said, most of the cases, Java developers use Eclipse. Then we have Tomcat. Tomcat 9 we have installed. Why? Because once the code is developed, I would like to test it whether code is working fine or not. So this testing might be doing at local system level, but I will get some confident that my code is working before pushing it into the GitHub account. So these are the commonly installed packages in case if you are a Java developer. Now let's see how developers write the code. Just think that I'm a Java developer for time being and I'm writing Java code. For that, I need to open my IDE. So this is Eclipse IDE, and you need not to do all this activity. I'm just showing for better understanding how developers usually do their activities. So this is workspace, nothing but where do you want to store your files? I want to store my files under C drive, projects and workspace. Okay. So I will open new Explorer. So this is new Explorer. You can just see we have workspace over here, right? We are going to keep our project information over here. So let it be. I'm just going to drag a little bit so that you can see once we are creating over here, it will get update over here and launch it. Okay. So this is default landing page of our Eclipse IDE. Just we can close this one. And I have already created a hello world project sometime back. So it is displaying over here. I can remove this one because we are not using at this moment. Delete project content on the disk. Okay, we have deleted even this project also I'm deleting. So now I would like to create a new project. For that one, I can go to file and new project, and here I can choose the projects. If you have already used projects, it will be propagating over here. You can choose, but let's choose the project. And here you can search for what kind of project you want to create. In our case, we are creating a Maven project. Okay, this is the Maven project. I'm just selecting it. And next, these are our default, let it be. And here we need to select an archetype, nothing but a template which you want to use. So whenever we use this template, it automatically creates some default directory structure in the development environment. That is the advantages of using IDEs. But you don't need to know all this stuff until if you are developing some code. So I'm quickly searching for web app. So this is the web app archetype I have selected. And next. And here we need to give the Maven project information. This is group ID, artifact ID, version and package. This information we must provide while creating a Maven project. Okay. You can understand all this stuff if you are a developer or while we were discussing about the Maven project. So for time being, I'm just giving archetype as a Veloxy Technologies demo. Okay. Next, finish. That's it. So now what I can say that we have created a new project. The new project name is Veloxy demo, and if I explore, you can see it created multiple directories and files. So because we have used IDE, even I don't know how to write the Java code, but this is how they create because it is a template which we are using it. All right, same thing you can see under your workspace. Okay, this is what we were talking, right? Earlier there were no Veloxy demo. If I open this one, you can see same files are there. Now I can say that this is my project and I would like to share this project with other developers. Then what we can do now, we need to initialize this folder as a repository and we need to share this with other developers. I hope it might not visible properly, but just understand the concept how the developers create their projects. Now I can say that I have created my project and even developer 2 also want to work on this project. Then what I can do, I need to push this code onto GitHub account. Now you know, right, how we can convert this one into the Git repository and how can we push. Let's do that quickly. Now I'm taking git bash over here so that I can initialize the repository and push this code onto our GitHub. So let me increase font size and window size. PWD, I'm under my workspace and Galaxy Technologies demo. And if I check git currently, sorry, git status, okay, it doesn't work. Why? Because we haven't initialized this repository as a git repository. So for that we need to do git init dot. Okay, so we have initialized this one as a repository and you can see now .git directory has been created. And if I open .git/config, so far it is not associated with any remote repository. Whatever changes I'm going to do, those changes are available in my local system only. I cannot able to share with others. If I want to share with others, of course, I need to push this code onto GitHub account. Now let's see the status now. Okay, there are multiple files and directories which are at working directory area. I would like to add those to staging area. For that, we need to add it as a git add dot. So now the changes are there in the staging area. Now I would like to commit these changes into my local repository. So initial commit of Galaxy Technologies demo project. Okay, so I have done my commits in my local system. Now if I check git log, we can see one commit is there and it is done by this author. If I check git status now, there is no files. My directory is clean. I mean to say my repository is clean. All changes are updated in my local repository. Now I would like to push these changes to remote repository. For that, we need to create a remote repository. So let's go back to our GitHub account and we can create a new repository. And a new repository name Galaxy Technologies demo I am giving, and it is a public repository. And if I initialize readme file, it is going to create one more commit. Why? Because the initial commit it is going to take and it creates a readme file. I don't want to do that one. That's the reason I'm just creating a repository so that without commits a repository get created. And I have done all these steps. Now I just need to add my remote repository to my local repository. So just execute this one. Now if I check git status, git log, okay, so this commit we need to do. Still we haven't committed our changes over here. We just added our remote repository and I can just see git config. Okay, now it is updated. Now let me push my changes. Git push origin master. But usually the best practice is whenever you are pushing your changes, just execute git pull command. Anyway, there is no any commits, but it is a best practice to do this activity. Okay, it is saying that you need to give the remote repository name and branch because this is the first time we are doing and it is untracking. So doing this one is best practice, or else we need to set up our upstream by using this one. Let me set up my upstream by using this one. Nothing but our local which branch is associated with which remote branch, that is the meaning. So I'm setting it up. Okay, it is already associated with master, so nothing to do. We just need to use git push -u origin master or else git push origin master. Okay, either way will work. Let me try to execute this one. Okay, we have committed our changes to the remote repository. Now let me refresh it over here and we can see the code which we have created in our developer system. Now other developers also can able to take this code and start developing or start updating the same code. This is how collaboratively we can work on same project. Okay, that's all for this lecture and see you in the next lecture.